Shalom, Israel. My name is Officer Kayadwan out of I.S.U.P.K, Jamaica. I.S.U.P.K started 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K is run by Commanding General YAHANNA, the one man with the rank and the authority to lead Israel at this time. I say Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Barakatham to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'asham Yahweh Shai to my sisters. All right, so the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. You understand? The I.S.U.P.K is where Hebrew Israelite, knowledge, began after slavery. You understand? Of course, the I.S.U.P.K, foundation leads back to slavery itself. You understand? Where slaves kept the truth alive. Remember, we were forced not to read. If we were caught reading the Bible, our eyes would be burned out by the oppressor. You understand? But a few slaves kept the tradition alive, knowing that they were the Israelites. You understand? A descendant of, those slaves, Abba Bibbins, know that he's an Israelite. You understand? Started the I.S.U.P.K. See? And under him, there was 7 generals. See, 7 brothers who came up under him. You understand? And they hit the street, like you see, the I.S.U.P.K hit the streets today. Waking up our people, teaching, the Bible, teaching the scripture, teaching Israel that they are the last tribes of Israel. You understand? However, Abba Bibbins was murdered by the nation of Islam while in the streets teaching Israel. And those 7 brothers who was with Abba Bibbins, they even turned up the momentum. They went even harder, in tribute to Abba Bibbins. You understand? No, those 7 generals, got brothers to come into the school and, build up the school with them, under them tutorage, One such brother is, General YAHANNA, you understand, who came under the tutorage, of these brothers. See? And these brothers left Commanding General YAHANNA in charge. I'm going to play a tape with Commanding General YAHANNA. You understand? This tape is older than your Hebrew Israelite camp. You understand? I will touch upon that shortly as well, to show you that there is no real other Hebrew Israelite camp except for the I.S.U.P.K. And it's not even a camp. There's no such thing as camps. Camp is what we do, on the Sabbath, going out teaching our people, touching the streets. You understand? That is a camp. You understand? The term camp just comes with the confusion of having other groups or other people starting their own organizations. You understand?
This knowledge that you've been hearing is coming from, and the powerful truth that you've been hearing, how this was established. When we finally were able to arrange for these priests to come down from New York and spend some time with us. And I'd like to introduce them if I can. These are some great brothers. We're very glad to have them with us. We want to make them feel as warm as possible because this is their work and the extension of their work and what they've laid down some time ago. I'd like to introduce, first of all,
the brother you see speaking is Commanding General YAHANNA. You understand? And these brothers that you see around him are other brothers in the early I.S.U.P.K. This is the same I.S.U.P.K that we here in Jamaica, I.S.U.P.K Jamaica is a part of. You understand? The same I.S.U.P.K headquarters is in the United States still and being run by Commanding General YAHANNA still. It went nowhere. You understand? Any brother or any group that you see out there that claims to, claims that we are the Israelites, claim that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are the Israelites, who teach that we were brought over here by the means of slave ships because the Bible said so. They learned it from somebody who was in the same I.S.U.P.K. Notice the quality of this video. This is an old video. Zin, this video is, as I say, older than all of the camps, other so-called camps out there. You understand? whoever form your fake Hebrew Israelite group, learn from somebody who learned from somebody who learned from somebody who was in the ISUPK. Or they themselves, the leader of your camp, was in the ISUPK. Either left the ISUPK or got kicked out of the ISUPK. No, the ISUPK did not give anybody any authority to go out there and, you know what I mean, create any other organization. The ISUPK thought that, you know what I mean, we are the children of Israel. That is what the ISUPK teach. You know what I mean? And those brothers who left the truth or was kicked out, who formed other groups, agree that we are the children of Israel. See, in the ISUPK thought that we were brought on slave ships by the means, you know what I mean, brought into slavery by the means of slave ships. Those fake group leaders also agree. The ISUPK, however, also thought that the ISUPK is the home of the truth and there is no other truth. But for some reason, those fake leaders, after they left the ISUPK, see, they don't agree with that. You understand? So they agree with the fact that we are the children of Israel. They agree with the fact that we were brought over here on slave ships. We are the real Jews. Jesus is black. You understand? The white man is the devil. But for some reason, they forgot that the ISUPK is the home of the truth. You understand? That is the hypocrisy of your, you know what I mean, your fake Hebrew Israelite leader out there. You understand? And it has become so confusing now that you have break off of the break off of the break off. For example, one person left the ISUPK, create his own fake group. Then somebody in that fake group leave and go and form his own fake group. And then somebody from that fake group form their own fake group and the cycle continues. You understand? And somewhere down the line, nobody even knows that it all started with the ISUPK. But you reach down to the last fake group, you know what I mean, that is created. They don't even know that it all started with the ISUPK because it was started by so many disloyal men. Seeing that by the time it reached down to the last fake Hebrew Israelite group, everybody is just so disloyal and nobody know where the truth came from. You understand? Everybody thinks that, you know what I mean, anybody can get up and be a priest and a prophet of the Most High. And when the ISUPK now encounter these fake groups, then they behave as if they are trying to teach the ISUPK, not knowing that what they speak, and many times what they speak is just a bastardized version, you know what I mean, of what somebody who learned from the ISUPK taught them. Kind of like Chinese telephone. By the time it reached them, it gets so bastardized that it don't make no sense. You know what I mean? It's we are from what, you know what I mean, commanding General YAHANNA learned and teach. See? So now when we have conversation with these break off from a break off groups, they try to teach us and, you know what I mean, they don't even know that they are speaking to the organization that started it all. They don't even know, they are clueless. You know what I mean? They come up against us with fervency as if they, you know what I mean, they are the ones that discovered all of this. And you should blame your fake Hebrew Israelite, you know what I mean, leaders, because of their lack of brotherhood, because they left the truth. Now you are in such a dark place right now. You don't even know that you are in the presence of the real prophets of the Most High. You understand? You don't even know where the truth comes from, to the point that you are making the same mistakes as men before you. You understand? And you have accumulated the pride that the men who left the truth had. You have their pride and their arrogance. And you walk with it and you don't know, you know what I mean, that brothers, you know what I mean, pay the penalty for the arrogance that you are now demonstrating. You know what I mean? You are not new. You are not new. You are just history repeating itself. You are just another disloyal brother who break off from a break off, Zane, and repeating the sins of the person that taught you, and you don't even know it. The history of the ISUPK, you know what I mean? It is there. And what is so evil about it, again, the brothers that you learn from who left the truth or learn from somebody who left the truth, they always speak bad about the ISUPK not knowing the facts. You understand? Rob you of the chance of learning the truth. And we implore you to come out of those fake groups, come back to the original ISUPK, come learn the truth the right way, forget everything, you know what I mean, that you think you know, and come sit down in a class. You understand? Come sit down in class, relearn what you think you did know. You understand? Because, as me say, it come like Chinese telephone. Those brothers who learn from the ISUPK, bastardize the truth, and by the time it reach down to your break-off fake Hebrew Israelite group, you don't even know what you're saying. You understand? And today everybody seem like they are, you know what I mean, trying to be some kind of prophet and, you know what I mean, claiming that they you know what I mean, the Most High chose them to do something that is selfishness. You know what I mean? That is nowhere in the Bible. Zane, where you left, you know what I mean, the truth, and now you are this special person that is not in the Bible. You understand? That is not in the Bible. So I'll jump to some scripture. You know what I mean? And for those who say that, well, it don't matter, the ISUPK alone don't have the truth. One, they always say it's not the ISUPK alone have the truth, because the reason why they have to say that is because they know the ISUPK have the truth. Whenever they say that, whoever says that, you understand? They have to say it's not the ISUPK alone, because guess what? They know that the ISUPK has the truth. You understand? But we in the ISUPK, we know that if you are not in the ISUPK, you're not in the truth. This is the book of Luke 9:50. And it said, and Jesus said unto him, forbid him not, for he that is not against us is for us. Right? So this is the scripture that, you know what I mean, your fake Hebrew Israelite teacher claim that gives them the license to go out there and teach, and they are also, you know what I mean, prophets of the Most High. See, not understanding the Bible. See, they don't understand the Bible. You understand? So a backdrop on this scripture is that a disciple saw another brother or brothers out there, you know what I mean, teaching what Christ was teaching, but he did not follow Christ, or they did not follow Christ. And Christ's disciple, you know what I mean, forbid him. And Christ, and came back and told Christ, and Christ said, don't forbid him. Don't forbid him, because, you know what I mean, he that is, you know what I mean, let me read it. See? Forbid him not, for he that is not against us is for us. You understand? Another version says, is on our part, which is the proper explanation for that, which means he that is not, you know what I mean, with us is on our part. You understand? Or not against us is on, he that is not against us is on our part. You understand? So them use this to say, yo, them have the truth too. And nobody should, you know what I mean, tell them, you know what I mean, that they don't have the truth. But we'll read another version of this and show you what this is really saying, because the Bible says, which you all claim to agree, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. You understand? So when we jump to the book of Mark, see? This is the book of Mark, chapter 9 and verse 39, and it says 39, and it says, but Jesus said, forbid him not, for there is no man which shall do a miracle in my name that can lightly speak evil of me. Right? So Christ make the disciple who said, don't forbid him, because there is not a man that can do a miracle in his name and also speak evil of Christ. Which you will find out that all these fake Hebrew Israelite groups, them speak evil of Christ. You understand? So what is the result? Nobody gets off drugs. You understand? They are filled with, you know what I mean, sexual deviance. You understand? They are not brotherly with each other. You understand? They break, you know what I mean, not only the law of the Most High, but they also find themselves in criminal activity, and their whole organization is tainted. And they are, you know what I mean? They force their members to bound themselves to secrecy and all them things there because of the filthiness that take place. You know what I mean? Members turn up dead because of, you know what I mean, them letting in Eden. So in other words, your life is not being fixed. You understand? Your problems are not being solved. No miracle is taking place. You know what I mean? Inside of your fake Hebrew Israelite group. You all smoke weed. You know what I mean? You all sleep with each other's wife. You understand? You all do all manner of evil. You celebrate Christmas. You do everything that you usually do in the world. You know what I mean? But you claim that you have the truth too. You understand? No miracle is taking place inside of your fake Hebrew Israelite group. You know what I mean? And that is what it means by when it says, he that is again is not with us is far our part. You understand? He that is not a slacker. Let me read it again. See? Get the proper reading. Forbid him not, for he that is not against us is for us. Right? Because it will only prove that you don't have the truth. And people will see that you don't have the truth. You don't care how much scripture you claim you break down, because a lot of time you pride on yourself in, you know what I mean, knowing scripture, which is just you repeating what you learned from the I.S.U.P.K for the most part, whether you know it or not. And in most cases, again, you mix it with a lot of bastardization with some other stupid things that the I.S.U.P.K did not teach, which means you have gone so far off. You understand? And you don't even know it. See? So we implore you to come out of them group there. And not for you to farm on your own group. Because for some reason, I don't know, maybe you don't want to change the way, you know what I mean? Don't want to change from a life of sin. So when you see the I.S.U.P.K and when you get intimidated, and when you go start on your own organization. You know what I mean? Break up that organization. Tell you and all of your members them forward to the I.S.U.P.K and come to class. You understand? You need to come to class, relearn. You understand? We're going to jump to another scripture, see, and show you that the Most High is not dealing with everybody. You understand? See? This is the book of Luke 11 and 23, and it says, this is Christ speaking, he that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth. Right? So that is saying that who is not, you know what I mean, with Christ is against him. See? So if you're not with, you know what I mean, the school that started it all, that make everybody know, say, yo, you the black Hispanics and Native Indians are the children of Israel. If you are not in that body, you're against that body. That is what the scripture was saying when it said, you know what I mean? He that is not against me is far our part, because guess what, people are going to know, say, you are not with the truth. Let me continue reading. And he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. So while you're out there creating break-offs, see, just know that all you're doing is scattering Israel. You're not teaching. All you're doing is making our people know that they are Israelites while sinning. You're not changing them in any way that them can please the Most High, and that the Most High can get us out of this captivity. No, you're making them, you know what I mean, a willful sinner. Because once upon a time, they did not know that they were Israel. You know what I mean? At one point, they did not know that they were Israel. See? And they sinned, you know what I mean, unknowingly. But you don't give them, you know what I mean, the tools. You're not trained to teach them how to not sin. So all you are doing is making them and yourself a willful sinner. And with that, Like this video, share on all social media platforms. Leave your comments and your questions. We are the I.S.U.P.K and the command in general. You honor the home of the truth. You understand? There is no other, you know what I mean, home of the truth. See? There is none other. And with that, shalom.